Here's a fact that most people forget about when they talk about Jamestown. Within just 3 years of its founding, the colony hit the infamous starving time, a winter that was so bad that settlers turned to cannibalism. Now, modern archaeology confirms this with cut marks on human bones found on a teenage girl. This is not a rumor, this is now a proven fact. Welcome to America 250, a series unpacking the 25 pivotal events that built the United States, right in time for our nation's 250th birthday celebrations. My name is Peter Zablocki, and I host the History Shorts podcast. If you already listen to my daily show or you catch my YouTube shorts, you know that I try to tackle well-known historical events through different perspectives and different anecdotes. As I said last time, this is not one of those hidden history shows because there's not much hidden history out there. I mean, Google exists. So instead, it's more like, hey, let's dust off some of these old topics, look at them with fresh eyes, and maybe see how they hit us today, whenever today may be. To understand what America became, we have to follow the thread from the last episode and Columbus's crossing straight to England's first lasting foothold in North America. So let's head to the Chesapeake in 1607. December 1606, three ships, the Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, set sail from England carrying 104 men and boys. There are no families, no women on the first voyage. Sponsored by the Virginia Company of London, a joint stock venture, they're chasing gold, a passage to the Indies, and quick profits to rival Spain's conquests. The investors expect riches, not long-term colonies. In 1607, April, they arrive in Chesapeake Bay after a pretty rough crossing. After scouting, on May 13th, they pick a swampy peninsula on the James River. Why there? Well, deep waters for ships and easy defense from Spanish raiders. But it's marshy, full of mosquitoes, brackish water, and no fresh springs nearby. Bad choice, but they keep it and name it Jamestown after King James I, and start building a triangular fort. The settlers are mismatched crew. There's gentlemen who refuse to work with their hands because they're investors and not laborers. There are soldiers, craftsmen, and boys. Leadership is chaotic. Council infighting from day one. Captain John Smith, the future legend, is even accused of mutiny on the voyage and then nearly hanged before arriving as a prisoner. In the early days, disease strikes fast. Dysentery, typhoid, malaria from bad water and swamps. Relations with the local Powhatan Confederacy start with trade, but then turn tense. John Smith emerges as the tough enforcer, trading aggressively and sometimes forcibly for corn. He claims dramatic exploits, like being captured and then saved by Pocahontas, a story he wrote years later and now debated by historians as possible exaggeration or misinterpretation of a ritual adoption. By 1609, more ships arrive. Population swells to about 500. Then disaster. The First Anglo-Powhatan War erupts. Powhatan allies siege Jamestown, cutting off trade. Then supply ships from England wreck in Bermuda. And, well, food runs out. Winter 1609-1610. The starving time. Settlers eat horses, dogs, cats, rats, leather boots boiled for broth. George Percy's account describes men prostrated with hunger, digging up corpses. Percy writes of one husband killing, salting, and eating his wife before being caught and executed. 5 accounts actually mention cannibalism. Here's the hidden truth. It wasn't just a rumor. In 2013, archaeologists at the historic Jamestown uncovered a trash pit with butchered human remains, a partial skull and leg bone of a 14-year-old English girl that they nicknamed Jane. Forensic analysis by the Smithsonian shows clear cut marks from knives and cleavers, evidence of dismemberment for consumption during that desperate winter. About 80 or 90% of the colonists died. Only 60 survived to spring. Smith by then had left for England, but his earlier no work, no food rule and gunboat diplomacy with tribes kept things kind of afloat. Then tobacco, introduced by John Rolfe in 1612, would save the colony economically, but not yet. And that's just about it for episode 2. If the starving time or the idea that America's first permanent English settlement nearly ended in cannibalism made you rethink early days, then smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next 23 now defining moments. One for every decade of America's 250-year story. Thanks for watching America 250. Drop a comment. Could you have survived that winter? And what events do you hope to see on this list going forward? Let's keep the conversation going, guys. I'll see you all next time.